Quiero presentarles a este libro a ustedes hoy, que se llama Guru Tattva, la ontología de los maestros espirituales. This is a book compiled in the Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, especially Rasa Bihari Prabhu was involved in this, and to give us what Srila Bhakti Maharaj has given on enlightenment on the Guru Tattva. And Guru Tattva is such an important issue because our life depends on Guru Tattva. Guru Tattva has filled many books already. The one which is most famous is Srila Maharaj, Sri Guru and His Grace. But also many other treatises have been compiled. And there are so many types of spiritual masters. There's a Shastra Guru who compiles literature for the world. There's the Vartmana Pradakshaka Guru, the one who connects us first time with Krishna, who knows somebody in the street we meet and he gives us a book. This is so wonderful. And you get inspired and you go to the temple and you become a devotee, so you can consider this person the Vartmana Pradakshaka Guru. Or the one who received you in the temple and he spoke to you so sweetly, so touchingly that you say, hey, I want to know more what's going on with these people. These people have something special. They have a feeling and I am included in their feelings. So I want to go deeper. And then from this sadhu sangha, desire will develop to accept a spiritual master. And accepting a spiritual master is inspired by spiritual masters, Vartmana Pradakshaka Gurus and by Shiksha Gurus and by Chaitya Guru. Now Chaitya Guru must be taken into consideration for and foremost, because it says Brahmanda Brahmite Kuna Bhagyavanaji Guru Krishna Prasadi Bhai Bhakti Lata Bij. It's very clearly stated that it is by the grace of the Chaitya Guru that we find the Guru and are able to identify him as an important person in our life. And then by the help of the Chaitya Guru and the spiritual master, then we can achieve the lotus feet of Krishna. So Guru Tattva book compiled by Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj is a very special offering made to all of you, and which was published on the 93rd Vyasa Puja of Srila Bhakti Srila Maharaj in 2017. So this is a very deep introduction into the science of Guru Tattva. Serving the lotus feet of Srila Gurudeva is our foremost necessity. In this world, we even need the Guru to perform material activities, karma, to acquire knowledge, jnana, or to fulfill desires not connected to serving Krishna, anyavilasa. The guidance of such worldly gurus engenders insignificant results, which are the antithesis of the result bestowed by the lotus feet of a bona fide Guru. Srila Gurudev is the source of our genuine welfare. The very moment we become bereft of his mercy, diverse worldly desires manifest in our hearts. And if the Vartmana Pradakshaka Guru, who is the first to tell us about spiritual life, does not tell us how we should take shelter of the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, we may end up losing the gem in hand. Chanting Sri Krishna's name, Nama Bhajan, is a sole method of performing bhajan, and it is the only method Srila Gurudev confers upon us. Srila Rupa Goswami says, Guru Padashrayas Tasmat Krishna Dikshadi Shikshanam Vishrambena Gurur Seva Sadhu Vartma Nuvartanam. The first four limbs of sadhana bhakti are to accept the shelter of the lotus feet of a bona fide guru, to take diksha and receive instructions on service to Sri Krishna from him, to serve him with intimacy and affection, and to follow the paths of the sadhus under his guidance. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.274. In a realm that is concealed and mystifying, it is impossible to proceed by depending on one's own multitude of competencies. Just as it is impossible to foresee the future or making plans for the future on the strengths of one's own ability, similarly, mundane conception cannot help one penetrate or attain the supramundane realm. My senses have experienced something of the time that has already passed, and therefore I have knowledge of it, but I remain ignorant about the future. In the same way, our current senses are incapable of informing us about the realm that is complete and inconceivable. Our eyes can only see a few miles into the distance, and our ears can only hear words spoken nearby. If we depend on our own competence to proceed in such a realm, we will never reach the far end, the ultimate reality. Such an attempt is likened to Ravana's effort to build a stairway to heaven. Construction may begin, but it will eventually crumble to the ground. It cannot exist in a void where no support is present. Similarly, we desire to ascend to that unknown realm, and we try to do so on the strengths of our own competence, but we always fail. Furthermore, if we consider an ordinary mortal who is spiritually impotent and not at all grave, lagu, to be guru, weighty with potency, we face failure. We will have to recognize who is guru and who is lagu. A guru is engaged in a service to the complete entity from whom all real gurus honor as the sole object of worship. This does not refer to a guru teacher of sitar, of physical exercises. Such a guru cannot save us from the clutches of death. Guru nasasyat svajano sasasyat pita nasasyat janani nasasyat daivam natatsyan napatis chasasyan namochayetya samupetamritum. That guru is not a guru. That father is not a father. That mother is not a mother. That demigod is not a demigod. And that relative is not a relative who cannot protect us from the clutches of death, cannot bestow eternal life upon us, and cannot protect us from ignorance, because of which we are deeply engrossed in this material world. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.18. It's a very famous verse. Gurur Nasasyat. There's so many gurus, Pita, Mata, teachers in our life. But we need that connection with Sri Krishna and with the Guru Parampara. That is very important. Otherwise, we have to keep looking for it if we have not found it. Ignorance is the sole reason a person falls into the clutches of death. A person with knowledge does not. All the education in the world is immediately dispensable for one who becomes mad or paralyzed or who meets with death. This is, the Vedic scripture is very drastic and extreme. It's not soft-spoken. So All the education of the world is immediately dispensable for one who becomes mad or paralyzed or meets with death. At the moment of death, what's the use of your titles? What's the use of the money you have in the bank? What's the use of your beauty? What's the use of your good connections in society? If you come to death, the only thing important is your consciousness. Everything and only. And if you become mad or some other impediment appears, then you have no other shelter than the holy name. Unless we are searching for the ultimate truth, we tend to become unconscious or devoid of real consciousness. When we are impelled to enjoy our senses, like the tongue, hands, legs, arms, and genitals, we are enchanted and then deceived. It is therefore imperative upon us to remember Sri Guru Pada Padma at the beginning of each year, each month, and each day, and at every moment, for he can protect us from all such deceptions. Our Gurudev's forms are manifold. If he did not manifest himself in various ways, then who else would protect us? That person whom my Gurudev has accepted as his own is my savior. So this is our Prabhupada. Yes, our own is the owner of our existence. So we have our face in Srila Prabhupada. I do not want to see the faces of vile persons who criticize my Gurudev or who support those who criticize him. They are the cause of all inauspiciousness. The very instant I deviate from or forget the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, who is continuously attracting me to his lotus feet, at that very moment I'm unquestionably deprived of the truth. Upon such a deviation, I become engrossed in contemplating countless scarcities. I hurry to bathe in a holy place, and I become busy protecting myself from the cold. In this way, I chase after activities other than service to Srila Gurudev. My Gurudev constantly protects me from Dvitiya Abhinivesha, becoming absorbed in activities separate from the interest of Bhagavan. If you want to be happy, don't have separate interests from Krishna. Period. No separate interest from the interest of Krishna, and already you're happy. Why? Because the interest of Krishna will always be available. Always there's a chance to serve the interest of Krishna in any condition. And who is the ultimate guide in that? Well, the sadhus, obviously, but the Chaitya Guru as well, our inner guide. He will always tell us, go and do the divine. Do the divine work and be happy. You have separate interests, then you have to have separate endeavors. And in order to make separate endeavors, you have to lose or leave what is the importance, the transcendental. So it's very, very clear. My Gurudev constantly protects me from Dvitiya Abhinivesha, becoming absorbed in activities separate from the interest of Bhagavan. If I do not remember my Gurudev at the beginning of each year, each month, each day, and at every moment, I will surely fall further away from the path of bhakti. Consequently, I myself will wish to be recognized as Guru, and the sinister contemplation of how others will worship me will invade my mind. This alone is Dvitiya Abhinivesha. Sri Gaura Sundar is Sri Krishna himself, who came to the earth as Jagat Guru, the spiritual master of the whole world, and spoke Shikshastaka. May the exalted manifested Guru, Mahanta Gurus, and all great Vaishnavas who are surrendered to their lotus feet impart all aspects of the teachings of Shikshastaka to us. May they deliver us from our calamitous situation. Excerpts from a lecture delivered by Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Oh. Haribol! So beautiful, so beautiful. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's own words. Supreme Lord says, one should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is a representative of all the demigods. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:17-27. And now, this is the author of this book, Srila Paramadvaiti Maharaj. And for some of you who were here, he came here on his own accord with his disciples to visit us in Vrindavan. So we have a very sweet memory. He was the president of the Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha for 15 years, and we have his Pushpa Samadhi here also. Actually, Pushpa Samadhi of Srila Bhakti Balatirtha Maharaj in Vrindavan is the first Samadhi installed. So that's very nice. And his Gurudev is Srila Bhakti Daita Maharaj, the godbrother of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So he is a very, very dear associate, like this disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We just read the introduction of him. Then we start essay number 1. The etymological significance of the word guru has been elaborately described in different Indian scriptures. It will not be wise to make the subject too concise by going through a theoretical scholarly discussion while overlooking the real purpose of getting spiritual amelioration, practical realization of the highest bliss. Fundamental points with evidences from authentic scriptures will be delineated, relevant for devotional practice for achieving the highest objective, transcendental divine knowledge, descending through the preceptorial or disciple channel as taught by realized souls, bona fide gurus, pure devotees. Ordinary meaning. Guru, spiritual master, acharya, preceptor, professor, or lecturer, advisor, teacher, instructor, initiator. Tattva. Tat is a transcendental reality which cannot be comprehended by material senses, gross or subtle. Tattva is inner significance of transcendental reality. Something similar to the word spota. The real inner meaning of something. That's the tattva. It's not just the sound. Sound may be one thing, and everybody may understand something different from the sound. But whether the actual inner meaning is revealed, the tattva, that is our real need to understand. The need is like we say prasadam, then we hear that sound, then we want to go where the sound came from. Now only if we go to the place the prasadam is distributed, our search will be useful. Because we hear the word prasadam and we're looking there and there, up and down and everywhere, don't find the prasadam, then the purpose of that call is not fulfilled. You got it? So just like somebody's calling for prasadam is, here is prasadam. So somebody says, come to class. Where's the class? Who's giving class? What is going on? So if you don't go to the place where the class is given, you stay in the garden and you start just thinking with your mind, then you will not listen to the class. So it's like tattva means coming to the essence, coming to the point, and to be there and to absorb and to assimilate and to practice and to share. That is also part of extended tattva. Spiritual interpretation. Alpam vabahu vayasya shrutasyo parakarotiya tammapiya gurum vidya kshrutopa Kriyayataya, as per scriptural prescribed, one who imparts a portion or sufficient knowledge of the Veda to a deserving aspirant for his eternal benefit is termed Guru. Manu Sangita. This comes from Manu himself. Means Manvantara incarnation is Krishna himself. So, as per scriptural prescription, one who imparts a portion or sufficient knowledge of the Vedas to a deserving aspirant for his eternal benefit is termed Guru. So, we are always looking for those instructions, for those elements which will give us clarity on our path. That clarity on our path is like the light of the day. When you get up in the morning and there's light outside, then we turn off the electric light. We say, okay, now we see everything by the light. So, whatever the Vedas give to us, that should be our guidance to come to Krishna's lotus feet. Gukaras chandakara syat rukaratam nirodaka andakara niroditvat gururiti abhitiyate. The gu syllable of the word guru denotes darkness, nescience, and the syllable ru denotes removal of darkness. One who removes darkness, ignorance, is called Guru. Vishvasar Tantra. Gukaras chandakara syat rukaras teja uchate agyana nashakam brahma guru eva nasamsaya. The gu syllable signifies darkness, ignorance, and the ru syllable light. Therefore it is true undoubtedly that the self-effulgent Parabrahma, whose light removes darkness, is Guru. Vishvasartantra. So that which pushes us onwards towards Krishna, this comes from Guru. However way it manifests, here it is called that self-effulgent Parabrahma. This is the Paramatma, no? Who is inside. That which pushes us to go beyond the darkness and to go to the light, that is Guru Tattva influence. Agyanati mirandasya yananjana salakaya shakshun militam jene tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. My prostrated obeisance to Sri Gurudeva, who opens my blind eyes, removing darkness, nescience, with the help of the eye salve of divine knowledge. Gaudiya Kantaha. Shakshat Tarit Vinana Samasta Shastraya Uktastata Bhavyata Eva Shabdi Kintu Prabhoya Priya Eva Tasya Vande Guroshi Charanara Vindam. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written, the spiritual master be honored as much as the Supreme Lord, because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. This is acknowledged in all the revealed scriptures and followed by all the authorities. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master, who is bona fide representative of Sri Hari. The spiritual master, Gurudeva, is one with the Supreme Lord Sri Hari in the sense that he is his dearest. Gurudev is not the enjoyer Bhagavan. He is the most confidential servant. As such, Tulasi, holy basil leaf, is offered to the lotus feet of Sri Hari, but not to the lotus feet of Gurudeva. It is offered on the upper portion of his spiritual body, on his hands. Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado yasya prasada nagatit kudopi dayam stuvam stasya yajastri sandhya mande guru shri charanaravinda. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has further written, I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master while meditating and singing in adoration His glories in the morning, at midday, and afternoon. By His grace one can get the grace of Supreme Lord Sri Hari, and without His grace and compassion one can have no shelter. Now there's a very interesting thing in this connection. That to be under the direct guidance of Sri Guru, in the sense of being engaged in some practical service, practical meditation, sadhu sangha connection, this is not very easy to maintain on a long-term basis. But we wish to always be connected. So therefore, we are looking in a very broad way that where is the shelter of Guru Tattva available to me? And like in our Vrindavan mission, for example, it is impossible to always be under the personal association of, so to say, Gurudeva Tulananda or some of the spiritual leaders, because most of them, they always move around. They're always doing this and that. So in order to counteract that deficiency, we have to really become representatives of our spiritual master and look for the sincere devotees in our environment to also appreciate them. Sometimes the tendency is, I appreciate my Guru above everything, but I don't give regard to other Vaishnavas who are actually fulfilling and who are very pleasing to Sri Guru. Whoever tries to do what Sri Guru tells him, he is very pleasing to Sri Guru. Whether he is a man, whether he's a woman, whether he's a grihasta, whether sannyasi, no. Whoever tries to please Sri Guru, he is able, through him, that feeling of love and trust will flow. And we have the tendency that there's peers, our contemporaries, and we always, with our contemporaries, we have a little bit of rifts, competitions, minimizations, and thus our spiritual, intense, ecstatic energy is somehow or other diminished and in some difficulty. But when you're careful and understand that the Guru Tattva is so vast, it is so profound, and it is backed up by the Supreme Lord Himself, then you can get this idea better. Now, we write here the whole song. Sri Guru Charana Patma Kevala Bhakati Satma Vandamui Savadana Mate Jahara Prashade Bai Eba Vaturiya Jai Krishna Prapti Haya Ate Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Kuriya Aikya Arna Koriyo Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttamagati Ye Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Shachutan Nadila Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Se Divya Gyanadire Prakashito Prema Bhakti Yaha Hoite Avidya Vinasajate Vedika Yaha Racharito. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has written, the lotus feet of His Divine Grace Sri Gurudeva is the abode of exclusive devotion. I chant the glories of Sri Gurudeva in devout adoration. I can cross the ocean of birth and death as well as get Sri Krishna. By His unfathomable grace, I should be satisfied by reconciling the nectarine sayings emerging from the lotus lips of Gurudeva with the thoughts of my mind. Nothing more can I expect to get. Devotion to the lotus feet of Sri Gurudev is the highest objective. All desires can be fulfilled by His grace. By His grace, I have got the spiritual eye to see God. Divine transcendental knowledge is revealed in me. I've got prema bhakti and my ignorance is removed. Such Guru Deva may become my eternal divine master in every birth. The transcendental pastime my Guru Deva have thus been narrated in the Vedas. Well, this beautiful song by Srila Narottam Das Thakur can give us lots of things to think about. One of them is that the Guru will never think himself to be a Guru. He will always focus you towards his Guru and Krishna. This is the need of it. In one sense, he fulfills the Guru. In a second sense, he fulfills the Guru. In the third sense, he fulfills the Guru. Because he is doing Guru Seva. But he will never feel that I'm the Guru. He will always feel our Prabhupada, our Sridhar Maharaj, our seniors, they are the Gurus. But at the same time, he has to train us up how to become a Guru. Because the one who thinks he is a Guru, he's probably not even a disciple. And those who think they're not disciples, but they really, really want to become disciples, they may be great Gurus. So it is that thing that you cannot really see it very clearly. You cannot define it. This is, that is, this is not. Very difficult. You have to follow your heart. It's the only way. And you have to understand that because we are belonging to a parampara, we are accompanied and protected by so many great devotees in our lives. And we have met so many Shiksha Gurus. I just traveled for 6 weeks with one of the famous spiritual master of the Gaudiya tradition, Srila Bhaktivinoda Vishnu Maharaj. 6 weeks I had this association. We were studying in the morning, studying in the night, have philosophical discussions. It was very, very beautiful time. I never had so much time with Srila Prabhupada or with anybody else like I had in these days. And that was very, very helpful to see. But if you ask Vishnu Maharaj or Bodhain Maharaj, who I traveled also with to Trinidad, whether they're spiritual master, they don't accept it. They say, no, I'm not a spiritual master. I'm guiding you to my spiritual master. So this is very important. That's where, therefore, we should also not think, now how this is going to go on, who are the next spiritual masters, how they will be treated, how will we regard them, how will this happen and that happen. All these type of things are really taught by the divine experience we have seen in the directives given by Srila Prabhupada. And that we will further analyze in future conversations and readings. How does it mean that there is spiritual masters amongst us? How does it work? Every Shiksha Guru is a Guru. Every preacher is a Shiksha Guru. When a Shiksha Guru is giving his teachings, then those who listen to his teachings, they should listen, Krishna is coming to me through that Shiksha Guru. So he should have a regard. Now, Srila Bhakti-Rakshita Maharaj said, but problem is I have 3 Shiksha Guru. One says go here, the other one says go there, the third one says stay here. So I'm becoming confused. Where am I going to go now? So we have to define in our heart who is our main Shiksha Guru in a particular place and in a particular moment. Also, like when I was traveling around to every temple and everybody asking me all the details of their lives, it was beyond my capacity to really have a scrutinizing, perfect evaluation for everything in every moment. But that is why the local devotees who have taken responsibility from the heart and who will be identified as Guru by the people. You see, the Guru is made a Guru by his disciples. is not a title you acquire, you pass an exam and now you became a guru. No, it's not like that. The guru is identified by his disciples. And how do they identify him? By his activities they identify him. Maybe they meet him, he's giving shiksha, and again giving shiksha, and finally the disciple says, wow, I want to be with this shiksha guru. So in this way, we have to understand that the new gurus in our spiritual family, they will reveal themselves. So therefore it's not that it's a strict list, this one is, this one is, this one is not. Cannot be done like that. It's not appropriate. The guru is self-effulgent, he reveals himself. But we may find that senior devotees have certain trust in certain devotees and give recommendation. Hey, why he's very good example and very sweet devotee. Like if somebody always gets angry, then he may not be so good for guiding others because he probably drives the newcomers away when they always get angry with them. But this is also, you cannot tell. Because Durvasa Muni is pretty easy in getting angry, but he has 10,000 disciples, so there are not very hard and fast rules in this regard. But basically we can say a guru has to be sweet. A guru has to be a servant of his guru, parampara. He has to be available. That is one of the things which motivated us so much to create the new face of our Vrinda mission, to give Guru Tattva availability to the local devotees in different places. I know this is very painful and very difficult and also ecstatic at the same time. Because when you see people, they are really trustworthy and you love them and you want to be with them, then of course you have a new strength to do things, a new energy to do things. If there's nobody you love and there's nobody you trust, well, you know, then you have no energy to really do something. So therefore, every Shiksha Guru is a Shiksha Guru, is equal to a Diksha Guru according to Srila Prabhupada. We should see the Diksha and the Shiksha Gurus on the same level, but we don't. Why? Well, because we always like to minimize everybody. And we should always think, yeah, he's okay, but not. We are competing internally, indirectly. We are competing. Maybe I'm better than him. So then you don't take very serious what that person says. And you don't take it like, oh, you said that, Gurudeva, now I will make this my heart and soul. But actually that's what we are looking for. That you make something your heart and soul. Oh, this service is my heart and soul. But what is that service? That service is a service to the happiness of others. The service to make everybody connect with Prabhupada and Krishna. That is the service. However we can do that. We don't have another purpose. Even when we go and meet the abuelos from the ancient tribes, even when we meet the environmentalists, even when we meet those who are interested in vegetarianism, even when we meet those who are interested in cleaning Vrindavan, the real essence and the final goal of all that is to share Krishna Bhakti with them. Because we are motivated by Krishna Bhakti, we are motivated by Guru Seva. That is what Prabhupada asked us to do. But we can take different approaches, because that's what life is all about. There are many different approaches. When you build a temple, you have one approach. When you clean a temple, you have another approach. When you cook in the kitchen, you have another approach. When you receive the visitors, you have another approach. When you sit down and give the class, you have another approach. When you paint a painting, you have another approach. There are so many approaches. There are so many ways to approach and to serve Guru Tattva. The more we appreciate the others, the more we feel happy about the others, the more happy we are. Like I'm very happy because I know in the Vrinda mission there's many, many qualified people who I love very much. I know them for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years and more. And I know, wow, they are so beautiful people. And if people serve them, they will get Prabhupada's lotus feet. That is my conviction. And that is, now it has to be re-imbibed individually. No, some people, they will say, my connection with Prabhupada is Giri Maharaj. Another person will say, my connection with Krishna is Damodar Maharaj. Another person will say, my connection with Krishna of service is Bhakti Rasa Prabhu. Another person will say, my connection with Krishna being enthusiastic is Mahanandi. And some others will say, oh, come on, this person is not that elevated, is not that important. But that's to be decided by you, not be decided by others. Others cannot decide it. We have to see who is actually doing the work. It's not a question of position, it's a question of the work done. Who is the best cook? Well, the one who cooks. Huh? If you never cook, then how can you be called the best cook? Because you know how to cook? That's nice, but it doesn't make you my cook. So somebody's cooking, somebody's lecturing, somebody's opening new temples. So Guru Tattva is very, very far and widespread. There's a report of one community in India that does not acknowledge Guru as a head for spiritual guidance. According to them, God is the only Guru, and all other God brothers. The eldest God brother is generally known as Dada Guru. This sort of conclusion is neither rational nor supported by scriptures. In this world, we accept authorities or experts in all matters. When we are acknowledging Guru in every sphere, it is absurd to say that we do not require the help of Guru to know God, who is beyond human comprehension. Those who say like this are really not serious to know God. The indispensability for accepting Guru for God realization is substantiated by scriptural evidence. Chandogya Upanishad says, Acharya Vam Purusha Veda. Only the person initiated by Guru can know Para-Brahman. So we are so thankful to Srila Prabhupada to initiate us. So thankful. He initiated Westerners. He asked them to become gurus. In some of the South India tradition, they will only initiate Brahmins who are coming from a Brahmin caste. Right, Satya? You can't get the normal initiation there if you're not from that clan. That is not the generosity of Ramanujacharya, because there's a story of Ramanujacharya was given a mantra by the Guru. The Guru said, this will save you from the repeated birth and death, but don't tell anybody. So he went up in the marketplace, says, all of you chant Om Namo Narayana Narayana. They told the Guru, your disciple is saying it on the marketplace. So Guru called him. That was Ramanuja, no? Yeah. So Guru called him, what the heck are you doing? I gave you a confidential mantra. Yes, Gurudev. How do you pronounce it publicly? Gurudeva, you said that this mantra can save one from a repeated birth and death. Yes, so, but I told you not to give it out to everyone. Yes, Gurudeva, I know. I neglected your instruction. So you know, if you neglect the instruction of Sri Guru, you can go to hell. Yes, Gurudeva, I know that. I can go to hell. I should go to hell. So then why did you do it? Well, if they're all getting liberated, why should I not go to hell for that? That is a spirit. So Prabhupada had that spirit, taking Krishna to everyone and initiating people and asking us to initiate also and to expand Krishna consciousness into every village and every town, everywhere in the world. So this is the greatest generosity. But the generosity should never ever think that you are the Guru. Then it will kill you. Like one devotee was writing me a letter that says, I see one devotee is very hungry to be Guru. I know that devotee. I answered him, no, he's not hungry to be Guru. He sees the need of a Guru. Srila Harijan Maharaj and myself, we did not feel qualified to be gurus when we started the Vrindavan mission, but we were loving Colombia and the Colombian devotees, and we realized if we don't start taking responsibility here, then it will not be done. Nobody would look after this. So in this way, we prayed to Prabhupada, please inspire us and Srila Maharaj, and this way. And then we went to Srila Maharaj with disciples, and Srila Maharaj received us with open arms and said, so wonderful, they have all come with you here. So they also got Srila Maharaj's mercy. So in this way, Guru Tattva is not really a competition. It is a cooperation in the proper sense of the word. So therefore, if like Srila Gurudeva Tulananda is instructing people, then he's giving them Prabhupada and Srila Maharaj and so. And if Srila Vishnu Maharaj comes and visits us, then he's connecting through his mind with Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj. Also the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is all one big family. Therefore Guru Tattva is Sampradaya. Sampradaya Vihinaya Mantaste Nisfalamata. If you're not initiated in a bona fide Sampradaya, then you will not get the desired result. Same thing is said in this verse when it says Acharyavam Purusha Veda. Only the person initiated by Guru can know Parabrahma. Utishta Jagrata Prapyavanam Nibodata Shurasya Dara Nishita Duraja Ja Durgam Patastat Kavayo Vadanti. Veda, divinity herself, is giving beneficial instructions to the sadhus. O sadhus, rise up, withdraw your material senses from the material objects completely. Awake, be reinstated in your own real self, and sincerely endeavor to know God, praying for the grace of great saints. This world is like as sharp as a razor, full of miseries, and as such, it is very difficult to get deliverance. It is impossible to cross the ocean of birth and death without worship of divinity. The realized saints say that without careful, zealous efforts, nobody can get God realization. The panacea of the malady of worldly affliction. Nobody can cross the ocean of birth and death without worship of God, taking absolute shelter of the lotus feet of Gurudeva. Katha Upanishad 1.3.40. Even the Supreme Lord played the pastime of accepting Guru to teach the indispensability of accepting Guru. Sri Krishna, Sri Gaurari, and Sri Ramachandra accepted Sandipani, Sri Ishvarapuri, Sri Vashista Muni, respectively, as spiritual guides. When you see this description, how Sri Ramachandra related to Vashista Muni, very beautiful. All these great sages, they all had spiritual masters and they were serving them. Very, very respectable. So there was also the king's guru. The kings, they used to have guru. Vashista, he was the guru of the Sun dynasty. Amazing. Excuse me, the Moon dynasty, no? Manifestation of Guru. The following is an extract from the sermon delivered by His Divine Grace Om Vishnupad 108 Sri Srimad Bhakti Daita Madhava Goswami Maharaj, founder of Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, on the holy day of his advent on Sri Uttan Ekadasi Tithi in 1967 at the Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, Satish Mukherjee Road, Calcutta 26. To me, Guru Deva manifests himself in 4 forms, he said. 1. Guru is one who destroys ignorance, appearance of the absolute knowledge. Bhagavan removes ignorance, hence original Guru is Bhagavan. Jai Sri Krishna. 2. He who has engaged me in the service of Bhagavan directly is a second appearance of my Srila Gurudev, most revered Nitya Lila Bhavishta Prabhupada, Sri Mad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, founder of the worldwide Sri Chaitanya Math and Sri Gaudiya Math organizations. 3. Vaishnavas are the third appearance of Gurudeva. What do? As Gurudeva always engages his disciple in the service of his object of worship, Vaishnavas also do the same. So therefore we say Prabhu to each other, or Mataji. Sometimes mothers feel, oh, why you call me mother? This doesn't sound like full respect, but it's only a question of choosing words. Actually, mother of the universe, mother. If I call you mother, I call you the name of my mother, and my mother is supposed to be the most holy thing in my life. And mother, Bhumi mother, Go Mata, we use the word mother as the highest distinctive of female mercy distribution. So mother, what is the first guru? Which is the first guru which is mentioned? Guru Mata, Guru Pita. First guru mentioned is the mother. So therefore, the women should never feel, oh, why they're not calling us Prabhu also. I don't know, somewhere this confusion appeared, but for me, Mataji is most respectful regard for every woman. And when we say Prabhu, or we say any respectful addressing amongst the devotees, it is always to think about that Sri Krishna himself is behind him and her. Krishna is behind him and her. Otherwise, that is the Vaishnava. And the Vaishnavas should all be seen on level of Guru Tattva. So that's why Bhaktivedanta Maharaj says, third way of seeing Guru is in the Vaishnavas. If we don't see them in the Vaishnavas, then we may not see them at all. Guru Tattva may not manifest if we do not see Guru in the Vaishnavas. Number 4, disciples are the fourth manifestation of Guru. Their disciples actually do the work of a Guru. They engage me always in the service of Gurudev. There is no scope of doing any anti-devotional act of violation. If there is any violation, they will detect it. Hence, disciples are also my Guru Varga. Disciples perform Guru Puja by singing the glories of Gurudeva. I perform Guru Puja by hearing. But by hearing the glories, if I've got the evil motive of misappropriating it, it will not be Guru Puja. As chanting is bhakti, hearing is also bhakti. In whatever way devotees may express their hearts, they are all my objects of worship. Jai. Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. Thank you so much for this beautiful way of seeing Guru Tattva manifests in the disciples who do the work. There has to be a lot of work to be done. Those who are working for Krishna, who have a practical service and they say, can you help me? And Guru is calling me. If some sevaka of Gurudeva calls you and asks you to help, Guru, Krishna is calling you personally. You say, no, you don't tell me anything. You know, who are you anyway? I'm 10 days older than you in the movement. How you dare to call me? Huh? So this type of thing, no? A silly mentality, which sometimes we have these rifts and competitions in the temple, no? But nonsense. Who engages me in service is Guru. That's why I try to engage all of you in Krishna's service for all those years. All these different things, I try to engage you in Prabhupada's service. And I have also expanded some new ideas of service. Well, because we're preaching in different language, different countries. So every country. When I went to South India now and I saw how they engage in Krishna service, oh my God, I'm deeply impressed how wonderful things they do. But again, what my Gurudev gave me to do, publishing books, distributing books, making temples, organizing Sunday feasts, doing all the things so people come to our temples and see the devotees and associate with them. Everything, even the yoga festivals where 10,000 people come and eat prasadam and see the devotees like we do in Bogota. This is Guru Seva. Guru is calling you for that. Prabhupada is calling you for that. So whoever takes responsibility for Guru Seva, he represents Guru. Of course, Vaishnava, he's a Vaishnava. Everybody who tries to serve is a Vaishnava. Even there may be some flaw, but if he's trying to do the seva, trying to engage others in seva, then this is the most important thing, because who else, if nobody engages, you can come to Vrindavan and nobody engages you in seva. Only in the temples when you go, there look, there's a Danpatra, put some money in the Danpatra, that is your seva. Nobody comes and says, take a broom and sweep here. Nobody tells you, go to the kitchen and cut the sabji. Nobody tells you anything. They don't have time for you. They don't have that mercy for you. But when you come and you meet a devotee and say, oh, so good you came, I need your help, please come. That is Guru. That is Guru. And that's the Guru you have to become. Engage others in service. Lovingly, humbly, not in demand, but in inspiration. Without inspiration, nothing would happen. The Vrinda mission would not exist without inspiration. And the inspiration is from Prabhupada, Srila Harichan Maharaj, Srila Gurudeva Tulananda. That is the inspiration. And that's what keeps us going. And that's what makes us responsible, trying to increase the appreciation for the divine. So this is a very nice concept, you know. Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj makes it very clear. Who are the four manifestations of Guru? Krishna in the heart, my Guru Deva, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Vaishnavas and disciples. Therefore sometimes the Guru sees in his disciples his Guru, because his disciples request the Guru to give service, to give inspiration, to give instructions. Therefore, it is a clear point that to see the Guru in the active disciples. The Guru will not see his Guru in somebody who only wants to sleep and eat and do nothing. No, you will not see his Guru manifest in him. But if a disciple comes, Gurudeva, tell me how to do this, Gurudeva, tell me what this means. Immediately the disciple is engaging the Guru. That means the Guru is coming to the Guru through his disciples. Some disciples tell the Guru, hey Gurudev, you have to come more here, help us more here. In this way, the disciples also protect the Guru. The glorious disciplic lineage, message of His Divine Grace, Nitya Lila Pavishta Om 108 Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, on the holy day, Krishna Panchami Titi, on the 50th Advent anniversary of Sri Gaudiya Math, Ultadanga Road, Calcutta. Sermon was delivered in Bengali. It is difficult to understand the inner deep significance of his esoteric, instructive message. Redeemer, sympathizer. My Sri Gurudeva is a manifestation of the pastimes of Vishnu Vigraha, Godhead, as his absolute counterpart, servitor. Though he is God's dearest Vishnu Vigraha, he is dwelling in the hearts of all living beings in the world in the form of a Vaishnava to rescue a fallen soul like me. Gurudeva in human form, the best amongst all living beings, is my only object of worship. As a perfect man, in spite of his being a servitor of the highest object of worship of the Vaishnavas, his relation with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is inconceivable, simultaneously distinction and non-distinction. In consideration of his non-distinction aspect, his form is the highest object of worship. The visible world is eager to serve him. But a man like me, who is averse to God, is satisfied in thinking Gurudeva just as a perfect man. Human beings, as devotees of that perfect man, are all Vaishnavas. They are manifestations of my Gurudeva in various forms. Positively, they are my Guru Varga and instructors. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati calling his own disciples his Guru. Negatively, they are the person who, at the time of their performing bhajans, are very much eager to hear delirium from an abominable, wretched person like me. Now, this is too much. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is saying. Negatively, they are the persons who, at the time of their performing bhajan, are very much eager to hear delirium from an abominable, wretched person like me. I can really identify with this expression, the delirium of an abominable, wretched person like me, speaking about Guru Tattva. But Guru Tattva has to be spoken because Guru Tattva has to be explained, because Guru Tattva is going to carry us onwards. In this world, it is only by Guru Tattva's joy that we can serve. It seems to me I am capable of reciting what I have heard from Sri Gurudeva along with them. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati says, I will tell him what I learned. I've got no audacity to teach the world because peculiar characteristics of Vishnu Vaishnava Tattva are incomprehensible. Also, they are eternally distinct. They are at the same time non-distinct, which is inconceivable. In other words, it's saying, I don't know. How to know? Simultaneously one and different. How can we explain with our limited mind the infinite? And the infinite is manifesting the Guru Tattva for the welfare of humanity. I've heard from Gurudeva that all objects of worship, his Gurudeva is Gokishwara's Babaji Maharaj, all kinds of worshippers and worship itself are eternally incorporated in absolute undivided knowledge, Adva Jnanam, Advaya Jnana. Sri Krishna, in spite of their incorporation in Sri Krishna, their eternal manifestations of variegatedness in divine pastimes. Myself and other living beings who are averse to Hari Guru Vaishnava are deviated from eternal truths due to forgetfulness of the eternal variegatedness divine pastimes. I have even got no capacity correctly to understand why I have become deviated. In the context of my feeling eternity, I am an eternal servant of Sri Krishna, but I have lost remembrance that I am an eternal servant of Sri Krishna, as I have fallen into the pit of misconception of self. That's very, 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 very interesting that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is this. Like sometimes people want to find out what is the origin of the jiva, exactly when and where, how did I fall down, and therefore should I serve or should I not serve, and so many other conceptions may appear in this regard. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, I don't know. I don't know how I came into this conditioned existence, and still I cannot understand so many things about my Supreme. But at the same time, it is the Supreme which has come down to engage us, to catch us into his loving fold. The knowledge that I'm the marginal potency of Sri Krishna is now in a dormant state due to the above drawback. Hence, I've got this assumption that absolute bliss can be attained by aversion to the service of Sri Rajendra Nandan Sri Krishna. So that's the conditioned soul's idea. I will be happy by doing any kind of mundane activities. I will be able to enjoy. Who is all-powerful and all-knowledge, but that sort of anti-devotional attitude is opposed to the variegatedness of eternal divine pastimes. I shall commit a blunder in thinking Mayavad contention as Brahma Gyan. That wrong assumption misdirects me and deprives me from the service of Gurudeva forever. I am unable to comprehend simultaneously distinction and non-distinction of my existence. Dvasuparna. These three mantras of Shriti have not been the subject matter of my discussion. I commit offense at the lotus feet of Sri Sridhar Swami, who is one with Vishnu Swami, the sustainer of pure devotion, when I do not discern the manifestation of simultaneously distinction and non-distinction in their teaching due to forgetfulness of the real self. Inconceivably one and different. I have been deprived from the loving service of my most beloved by confusing pure non-dualism, Vishita Advaita, with absolute monism, Kevala Advaita. I'm avoiding the procedure of getting transcendental divine knowledge descending through the preceptorial channel, the cyclic channel of self-effulgent knowledge of the Vedas. As such, I've imbibed the false material ego of becoming a judge to determine right and wrong by inviting deep nescience due to lack of ontological devotional knowledge. It is for this reason only that I, as a non-Vedist, which I don't understand very clearly, say, number one, commit offenses at the lotus feet of Vaishnava by going to exaggerate the efficacy of the doctrine of action, karma vichar. 2. Conclude that the Pancharatra system is anti-Vedic. 3. Harm my eternal welfare by observing objects of worship, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha, as distinct from Vasudeva. 4. Have imbibed belief in absolute monism due to my offense at the lotus feet of Shandilya Rishi. Sripad Purna Pragya Anandatir Samat Vamuni Srimad Vachaya has blessed me by manifesting his allegiance to Veda Vyas in this adverse situation. I am unable to express the extent of his grace unto me for my eternal benefit. The sincere endeavor to serve the object of worship, which has been inherited by Srimad Madhavendra Puripad and preserved by him in the heart of Sri Ishvara Puripad, was distributed bountifully by Sri Gaurasundar to all his associates. I was so long averse to Sri Hari due to my reluctance to serve the lotus feet of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, the embodiment of esoteric bhajan. Sri Das Goswami's bhajan, under the benign guidance of Srila Rupa Goswami, who has expanded the gospel of divine love, is conspicuous. Sri Jiva Goswami, following the footprints of Sri Sanatana Goswami, pulled me by the hair and placed me at the lotus feet of Raghunath Das and Swarupa Damoda as their eternal servants. I've got the opportunity to realize Sri Gurudev as non-different from the lotus feet of Sri Narottam Das Thakur in a view of my being blessed by hearing the apoptyms flowing from the holy pen of Srila Kaviraj Goswami. I am a wretched, insignificant creature of this world. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti is making the gesture of invoking Vyasa Puja by various alternative means to save me from going astray. Vedanta Acharya Sri Baladeva Vidyabhusam, who played the pastimes of appearing as Guru to infuse divine power to Sri Madhusudan Das and Sri Uddhava Das, has rescued me from the menace of the path of logical altercation by pronouncing propriety of Vedic knowledge descending through the preceptorial channel. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is perceived by his associate as custodian of the world. In that context, Srila Vishwanath appeared as the absolute counterpart, grace incarnate of the Lord, to resist me in my attempt to know the truth through empiricism. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, absolute counterpart, Krishna Vigraha, who is non-different from Sri Krishna Dvaipayana Vedavyas Muni, has given me shelter at Vrajapatan, at Chandrasekhar Acharya Bhavan, the holy place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Vraja Lila pastimes inside Navadvip, by his pen and devotional practice. My revered object of worship, Sri Gaur Kishore Vigraha, has graced me by drenching me with the sacred dust of his lotus feet, apprehending my spiritual fall on seeing my hasty endeavor to perceive the transcendental beauty of Sri Brajadam through empiricism, thinking it to be similar to the material realm, conducive to earthly enjoyment. Being adorned by the transcendental sacred dust of the transcendental Vigraha, Srila Gurudev, I've got the arrogance to introduce myself to you today with the words from Chaitanya Charitamrita. The humility of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is so immense, even though the language may not be so easy understandable, because it is a very high English, very highly spoken. So for somebody who's recently learning English, you may not catch the whole thing, but it's really wonderful. Jagai Magdai Hoite Muni Se Papishta Puri Shera Kita Hoite Muni Se Lagishta Mora Nama Laya Yai Tara Punyakshaya Mora Nama Laya Siyai Tara Papahaya Emanani Grina More Keva Kripakare Eka Nityananda Bino Jagata Vitare. Even in comparison to the worms in the faces stool, I am the lowest. Even in comparison to Jagai Madai, I am the greatest sinner. If somebody hears my name, his virtue will be destroyed. If anybody utters my name, surely he commits sin. Who in this universe will grace such a wretched, abominable creature like me, except Nityananda Prabhu? Most munificent Nityananda Vigraha, Redeemer of fallen souls, who is endowed with the quality of granting all desires like a wish-yielding tree, is always protecting me in every way from aversion to Sri Hari. You are all true Vaishnavas, the absolute counterpart manifestation of the divine opulence of my Supreme Master. I make innumerable prostrated obeisances at your feet. You are my beneficent friends, my only savior in times of adversity. As I am nourishing aversion to Sri Krishna by body, mind and words, thinking myself to be a living being of this visible, non-eternal world created by these three primal qualities of the Lord's external potency, I have accepted Tridanda for punishing myself by engaging my body, mind and words in the service of Sri Krishna. And this should be adopted by you to restrain me from my propensity to enjoy Krishna. You are all Vaishnava Paramahansa in this external world. Kindly grace me so that I can carry the danda given by you and thereby rescue me from the influence of anti-devotional deliberation and make me competent for the worship of Sri Hari. You can fulfill infinite desires of infinite living beings. I am a living being averse to Sri Hari, but you help me by engaging me in performing Vyasa Puja with my body, mind and words thereby punishing my aversion to Sri Hari. I am a wretched creature, hence I never want to forget my allegiance to Ananda Tirtha Madhvacharya, who is my eternal object of worship. Despite my being hated for accepting elusive dualism, I do not ever want to fall into the trap of giving up service of Vasudeva. My great confidence is that of devout followers of Rupa Goswami. May I always say everywhere in all our temples, make a morning class, make an evening class, make a class for advanced devotees or elder devotees, make a class for newcomers, make classes. This is our duty as devotees. Give classes about Krishna. If we don't have classes, who is going to understand? Who is going to explain? Therefore, it is my humble request. I've given it for last 34 years. Singing and playing on various musical instruments, midanga, kartals, and others, are the best form of devotion. Nowadays, kirtans is transformed into vyasana, a kind of recreation and amusement. In other words, we have to really, in our Shaski fests, we have to be very cautious that we always bring in the glorification of Krishna in the appropriate mood, that the Shaski fest are not just like mayam dushtaram akritatmavi tarantyam yashtulatiyo maharsha idam uchyatam. Nimi Maharaj said, O great saints, please tell me how human beings with the wrong conception of thinking the body to be the person, having no control over the sense organs, can easily surmount the unsurmountable ocean of birth and death and threefold afflictions caused by their and want to lord it over others and enjoy. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3.18. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma karta miti manyate. Lord Krishna said to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, now hear me and understand the difference between the wise and the unwise. Being enveloped by nescience, a conditioned soul wrongly thinks the For this reason, unwise persons have got the aptitude to earn money by fair or foul means. Prabhuda Muni has clearly stated, Nityartidena vitena dulabanena tmamityuna grihat patyapta pashubi haprati